I had a request from my brother to do a video here on a complete disassemble of a firearm. So I grabbed the real modern black powder revolver here. This way it's not too far out of his realm. Ha 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 ha. Picking on my brother here. He's not that old. But anyway, I'm going to even take the grips off and show you the spring inside here. First of all, when it being this black powder, to show you that it don't have any loads in it, it's not capped. And I'm just going to do it this way. Take it apart. Take that cylinder out of there. To show you it's not loaded that way. That's part of the disassembly right there for cleaning. Yeah, that could stand a little cleaning down the barrel too, in my opinion. But I don't have my cleaning rod here. Now, when you're taking the screws out of any firearm, you want to make sure to have a good quality screwdriver and try not to beat these screws up too much because they're expensive to replace. And this gun has been taken apart before because I can tell that somebody's boogered up the slots and the screws. I have not taken it apart. Because my luck, I'd misplaced something, and you know what happened there? Where'd this piece go, or where'd that piece go? That screw looks like it could be cleaned. It's got grit in the threads. Don't know if you can see that or not. I'll set that there. This is a 2-piece grip, not a 1-piece. And there we go. Yeah, it needs to be cleaned in the inside too, because you can see this green from the brass frame. And there is a little bit of grit there from the black powder from being fired. And I'll bring the frame a little closer so you can see that. And that is your hammer spring. And you can see the grit and dirt in between there if I can get the camera to focus. So this has not been taken apart and cleaned. I bought this, several years ago, and I never took it apart. I should have. I took it apart by taking the cylinder out of it, but I've never taken the barrel off from it. I've never taken the hammer out of it. And I probably won't take the hammer out of it, but I will do a cleanup of the grips and the spring underneath here, and an oil coat on the pistol. You grab your favorite lubricant, and put that oil rag right in there, and you can clean that right on up. And that wood will drink up any excess oil because it's starving for oil on the inside. As you can tell, that came out nice and clean, didn't it? Ha ha. That's just off the grip. If you're going to own firearms, maintenance is part of it. There we go. That sure makes that wood look a little better, don't it? Get my hand out of the way so you can see that. And scrub that a little bit, get some of that brass green off in that. There we go. That sure makes that wood look good. Helps preserve the wood. Now I'm going to come in here with my oily rag and clean the brass a little bit. I don't polish the brass up because it's not a show gun here, but it is something that would work well for if you're out target practicing, or I've even heard people using the 36 caliber black powder revolvers when they do their trap lines. This here is a 44 in black powder, and it is a copy of the Confederate Remington copy. They copied the Remington handguns because they wanted a revolver on the south side, and steel frames are hard to come by because steel was hard to come by. That was up north. That's part of what defeated the South. A lot of the main industry was up north. They had to ship everything in, and when the Union fleet cut off supplies, well, that kind of hurt. This is a reproduction, not an original. I don't have the money to own an original. But this here is made by a company that no longer exists. Made in Italy by the Richland Arms Company. That company's out of business. So I've got to take good care of this one. And I'm going to do something here. Forcing cone looks a little dirty. There's that. I want to get a different rag because I'm going to get part of that screw cleaned up. Whether it be a Remington or a Colt remake or even an actual Colt revolver, you need to occasionally take it down and clean the working parts. Just like you do your fancy semi-automatics, like your Glocks, your SIGs, your high points. Those all need to be cleaned, otherwise eventually they'll start to rust out on you or stop working. Just like any tool, you need to take care of it. And if you want to keep it around for a while, you take care of it. Now, the fun part, putting it back together again. And as you can tell, it's still unloaded. I do that for the people that have panic attacks whenever they see a firearm. They start to have a panic attack that the world's going to end because there's a firearm in the picture. Put your grips back on there, just like that, and like that. Stick your screw in, start threading it in till it's in the grooves. Take your screwdriver, put it in where it fits. This is a magnetic screwdriver on top of that. Tighten it down, tight but not too tight, otherwise you could strip out your screw. Roll your revolver over. Drop your cylinder back in. Push well, I gotta rock this here a little bit. Whoop, too far. It fell through. I pushed it too far. See? I'm so professional at this. Yeah, right. As my kids would say. I'm so professional. I'm not a professional at all. Oh, come on. Well, shoot. There we go. I lowered that hammer and there. Push that all the way back. Click that. Make sure your system works. Always draw the hammer all the way back before you squeeze the trigger. Otherwise, you could ruin the internals. This pistol here I bought used, so I don't know how it was treated before I got it. But that's what I do there. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.